Hey everybody, welcome to today's podcast. It's Jenni and Amanda, and we are the founding members of the Women in Rural Real Estate group, And today we wanted to talk to you about something we feel is really important for the rural aspect of real estate, which is safety.
Absolutely. Working rurally definitely presents some challenges that a lot of people in the cities might not even think of in many cases.
Yeah, right? You have to be a little extra careful when somebody says, hey, let's go see that property that's outside of cell service and 20 kilometers from the nearest neighbor. So when you guys do get a phone call like that, the first thing we think you should do is invite those people into the office. You want to meet them in a public place.
Absolutely.
For sure, get to know them a little bit. See if they've got that creepy person vibe.
Well, and I don't know about you, but I've actually asked people to meet me at the office, and I've had a little bit of pushback on that before. And I have flat out explained, like, listen, I'm a woman and I don't know who you are. And I would like to meet you and have a conversation with you, identify you before I'm going into the bush with you. And if they don't say, oh, that makes complete sense, then that's a huge red flag.
Yeah, for sure. And I've handled it a little differently in the past. So I've had people like that call me and I said, come into the office, we'll chat. Oh, no, I'm in a hurry, or whatever excuse they came up with. So I found other ways to accommodate them. Usually it's taking my big burly boyfriend and my dog with me.
I've taken my 90-pound assistant with me.
Yeah.
She's pretty feisty.
But what I found is those people don't end up buying anything with me ever. If they're not prepared to come sit in the office with you, they're probably not very serious. Or maybe they just don't feel like you're the right person and they've got their own agenda. So,
well, and you know what? I mean, I'm in town office, right in 100 Mile House here. And some of these people want to look at properties, say, out in Interlakes or Canham Lake, and they're staying at a resort in the area. So in that case, it is a little bit unrealistic to say, oh, drive all the way to town, meet me, and then I'll come show you property. Mm-hmm. So you definitely do have to accommodate and make some plans around that. If they're a referral from somebody else, I'm typically a little bit less concerned about it. Yeah. But if I have had no contact with them, then absolutely, I'm bringing my fiance, my assistant, or another licensed realtor who has some time with me.
Yeah, for sure. And my big dog. She just likes car rides. So one of the things I also like to do with new people is checking their ID. Especially something like this, if it's a one-off and they want to take you someplace real rural and creepy, checking their ID sooner rather than later is always a great idea.
I've even gone as far as to have sort of a contingency plan in place with my assistant or an office admin or something like that this is who I'm going out with, this is where I'm going, and this is when I'm expected to be back into range. And I will text them or call them and let them know that I am back to safety.
Yeah, I've done that before, even with people that I've met a few times before and don't give off that creepy vibe. It's always a great idea just because you drive up that country road, you get a flat tire, it takes you an extra 6 hours to get back, and by now it's dark and you've walked 40K in the dark or whatever. So
Absolutely.
Having someone know where you are and who's able to come get you is a great idea.
Absolutely, because anything can happen when you're out on those rough roads.
Yeah, we've had people break their cars out there, get stuck in snowbanks. I think someone wrote their car off a couple of years ago, so it happens.
It does happen, absolutely.
Yeah.
So once you've identified your clients and you feel safe, what does going and actually looking at that rural property look like now for you, Amanda? Like, how do you access them? A lot of people aren't handing out keys now. Everybody's using lock boxes. Yeah. And the boards have all taken away our lockbox cards. So all we have is an app.
Oh my goodness. And I can't tell you how many times I have driven out to a house and not been able to get in because I didn't open my app when I was in cell service and had to drive back to cell service where my clients stood around and waited patiently for me, bless them.
So if you use Central Lock and have that Central Lock app, which most of us all do, it is really important to make sure your Bluetooth is turned on and that you open the app before you leave service. You can close it again, just don't shut it down. And then when you get to that property, you should be able to connect through Bluetooth. if it's an agent that I work with a lot, and I mean, we're in a small community, we all know each other and we can trust each other, is sometimes I will just get the agent to give me a day code just in case.
Yeah.
Because you really don't want to have trouble when we've driven an hour away to go show the property.
Yeah. I agree with that one. I think that's about it for the safety and for the Sentry Lock app. I wanted to touch base a little bit about scammers. Ooh. I remember when I was a new realtor being really excited about some random person who found me on the internet that was going to buy a $2 million home.
Yes.
But needed me to take them out for lunch first. Red flag. If they're asking you to pay their hotel bills because they really need to list, but they've misplaced their wallet, red flag. They are out there. You guys have to watch out for them.
Absolutely. The real estate board will send you warning emails and stuff, but like really trust your gut. Really, really question things within your own head.
Yeah, trusting your gut's also a great idea. I think that's something you have to develop the skill for, and as you get more experience with people, you'll see those red flags more often, but work on that. As
you deal with more and more people, you get better at reading people.
Yes.
That's something that's hugely developed over my last 6 years in real estate here.
Yeah. You also get to know the signs. I know for a fact if someone looks me dead in the eye and says, I am for sure going to buy a house through you, they will not buy a house through me. I don't know what it is, but it's happened a bunch.
Yeah, for sure. Well, hopefully our safety tips have helped. Certainly reach out if you have any stories you'd like to share. It's kind of always nice to be able to form that network of people and warn each other of what actual scenarios have happened.
And we do love those stories.
Yes.
Hopefully the funny ones. We prefer the funny to the scary ones.
So stay safe out there. And thank you for listening. Yeah. It's nice to see you again.
We're the Women in Rural Real Estate Group, and we're happy to help if you need anything.
Jenni and Amanda.
Bye.
Have a great day.